I want to speak this morning from 2 Kings chapter 7, verse 3, talk about the four lepers. There were four lepers sitting outside the city because they couldn't be among the population for their disease. Leprosy is a type of sin in the Bible, whereas that they couldn't be among the people. Sin separates. Sin separates you from your family, from other people, from God. And these four men were sitting outside the city gate, and there was a famine at that point in time, and they decided that why should we sit here? Why do we sit here and die? And the point is, why are you going to stay where you are and you're not going to move? And try to move and see where you could end up. And the men saw two options. They would go surrender to the Syrian army, and either they would live or they would die. And they made the choice not knowing what was coming on, and at the same time, God had caused the Syrian army to hear a noise which wasn't there, an army coming along, and they all made a run for it, left all their provisions and their animals and weapons there. And these men decided to go back to the city keeper because they saw they were enjoying what was there, but then they said, why are we being selfish? If you're going to find the good news, aren't you, find truth, aren't you going to share it with other people? And I want to speak to you today, Rabbi. You believe that Yeshua is the Messiah, but yet you're afraid of your congregation. You're more worried about your salary than to see people get saved. But you know what? Yeshua made a promise to people. He said that he who confesses me, I will confess before my Father in heaven. He who denies me, I will deny. And if you really believe this with all your heart, if this is what you're convinced of, why don't you go and tell your congregation? Maybe everybody will walk out and maybe a few people will be there. But if you have two, it's fine, because God says, where there are two or more gathered in my name, I am in the midst of them. So I say today, why do you hide this great treasure? The four lepers didn't want to realize they couldn't keep this to themselves. They had to go back and tell the town.